Hello and welcome. So I want to start right away. I just want to let you know that there is a delay in the video. And so if I tell you something through the video, your reaction on the chat will be a little later. So I want you to be open to answer any questions or any comments in regards to the program. So the floor is always open.
I'm going to start right away. I just want to let you know that there is a delay in the...
And there's the voice. So there's the delay. So I want to be able to communicate with you right away. I want you to just, if you want, you can give me your names. I know your names. I have the list. I want you to be able to just be able to share whatever you're feeling or whatever questions you have. And it's all through the chat. It's to the right of the screen, of the video screen. So you can say where it says say something, that's where you would type. So just to be clear, because I've had so many people tell me that they're not sure where to type or where to comment. Okay, so let me introduce myself for those of you who don't know me, for those of you that don't know my story. My name is Valerie Timini, and I've had an experience of which had opened up my light body, my Kundalini, some call it, and some call it chakras, and others call it what some have experienced, the Holy Spirit running through them. So what does that mean exactly? So basically, I went to go see Abdi Electricité on December 10th, 2010, and I had an experience of which one chakra at a time had opened up. So I had felt energy run from my toes, then all the way up through my chakras. And what are chakras? So now this is good to know because I never even knew what a chakra was before I saw Abdi. So let me just show you what it is. Okay, my little board here. So these are your chakras. This is your first chakra. This is your second, your third, your fourth, your fifth, sixth, and seventh. Here there are 7 chakras, but we don't only have 7 chakras, just to be clear. We have chakras running this way, which is below our sacrum, our root chakra, and above our crown chakra. We also have chakras that run this way and that run this way. And we also have chakras that run horizontally this way and this way and this way and this way. So I don't know how many chakras that is, but I do know that these 7 chakras are what affects our physical body. And this reality of which is connected to this life. So I'll go over this more later. So my experience in these chakras, I had an experience in each chakra. So I was telling you that the energy was going from one chakra to the next to the next. Now, during a session, it is 2 hours. So I had a fully complete opening of each chakra in a matter of 2 hours, of which some people call a Kundalini awakening. So the first chakra, I experienced a lot of things that have to do in connection to my family. And so what does that mean exactly? So this chakra is the root. It is the grounded, is where you are grounded, where you are connected to earth, and where you feel resonance with your body, the physical body, and the actual your spirit into this physical body, as well as the earth, the ground that you walk on, earth, Gaia, spirit of Gaia. And here you feel there's many things that are rooted within oneself, where you can connect to your safety. You can connect to your, again, family. And how is that so important? Well, that relationship with your family is basically your foundation of life in general, and how the rest of these chakras open up. So let's move on. I'll continue. I'll go more into that. So then my second chakra, which is the sacral chakra, I had another kind of experience, and that experience was my connection to people, to my relationships mostly, and relationships with the opposite sex, my friendships, my sexuality, my sensuality, my creativity. And you wonder, like, how do you have these experiences? I would see visions of these actual connections, if you will. The second chakra is also in connection to communication, home life, also work life. And this is a very important chakra. Now, for many of us, and I'll go on to why that's so important. So now in my third chakra, I experienced healing, because first things first, the energy would not move forward unless it healed my ulcer. I had an ulcer in this chakra. So the energy healed the ulcer, and in that I felt a huge amount of power after that healing. I felt empowered and strong and vital. So I'll move on to the next chakra, my heart chakra. In my heart chakra, I felt love. I felt love all around me. I felt the power of love, the frequency love, not of loving people, but the frequency of love. My heart expanded. I could feel everyone in the room. I could feel myself. I could connect to just about everyone and anyone, not just in the room, but with everyone. And I felt boundless love, boundless. But again, it goes much deeper than that. I'm just giving you little snippets. And then I went into my throat chakra. My throat chakra opened up. I started speaking in tongues, soul language, some call it, light language, others call it. I'm trying to be very universal here, because I know that some people get stuck on certain vocabulary, but it doesn't matter what the words that I'm using. It's mainly the message that I'm giving. So in this throat chakra, I wonder if it's actually working. I'm seeing that it's frozen on this. Okay. Okay. So in the throat chakra, I experienced my voice, I experienced the fifth dimension. I experienced angelic energy, and I was speaking in tongues. I experienced a lot of other beings, and so let's move on. The next chakra was my third eye, and in that I experienced very psychedelic visions, sacred geometry. I went into some sort of wormhole. I experienced my higher self. I experienced my future. I saw the matrix of this world, of this reality, and amongst other things. And then my crown chakra opened, and this is where I lost the I. I lost not just the ego, but I lost my body. I was no longer in this body. I was no longer experiencing what I was experiencing. I could no longer say, oh wow, that is so cool. There was no more other talking, no one else talking besides, there was no one talking basically. And there was complete just openness. It's very hard to explain oneness, but it's beyond oneness. It's the void of everything and nothing. It's just it. So, and after this, after this day, that day of that full experience, my life completely changed. I started to become very sensitive to energy. I became psychic. I became intuitive. I could astral project. My astral body could go places. I could do anything basically. I was basically like a yogi in a New York City girl's body, and to this day I receive downloads from directly from the source, and now I can exude light, and I'm actually exuding light right now. Some of you actually could feel it. And I want to give you this background about myself because some people don't understand, what message I'm bringing. So I live a very normal life. I'm a mother. I have a partner. I live in a house. I don't live in a cave. I dress up. I wear jewelry. I put makeup on. I have, I do my hair. I live a very normal life. And so can you. And when you receive these messages, or when you reach this point in your life where all of your chakras open up and you're able to connect to beings or your higher self or anything that's, some people consider it superhuman, you can still live a normal life. And that's what is most important, to understand that the life that you were given is creation, and creation is God. It's all God. And so therefore, whatever your path is, it is there for you to live and to experience. So now let's go back to what we're here for, right? This is a small taste of what I'm starting to teach. And I don't really actually like to say teach. I only say teach because that's what people understand. But it's for your remembrance. I'm sparking that memory of yours. It's all there for you. It's all stored in that soul knowledge. You just need to remember it. And I'm here for you to do that. And so it's all inside of you. The power of this knowledge is all inside of you. You just need to come back to that source and refresh that and open that part of yourself. And you'll see how I'm going to do that with you in this very short period of time. So let's move forward. Okay. First of all, let's focus on what I've gone back to the chakras. So most people, like I was saying, I had a full-blown Kundalini awakening. All my chakras opened up. Now, most people don't get this experience. I received this through grace. Some people say that you do the work before in your past lives. And therefore, when you do this work, you receive grace in this life, that you get this splurge of energy coming through you, and you receive these blessings. So, in this first chakra, is the root chakra, and I'm not very familiar with the Sanskrit knowledge, but here it says the Maladara. I'm not even going to try to fake it that I know it, because I just don't. I just know it as an experience. And this is the root chakra. And the root chakra, most people feel this connection and to Mother Earth and nature, to their family, and this is where people really get to understand themselves, their bodies, their just, you know, how to move, like even just the actual growth of a child, of movement, walking, eating, you know, noticing yourself, like in the mirror. Oh, here I am. That's me. That's Val. That's I. And that's where the ego comes in. So in this chakra, it's very important to note that's where the ego comes in. And I've written a blog, which is I've written a blog, and this blog, you should all go and check out the blog. It's called Illuminations of Chakras Through Age. And this is a download I received, and I wanted to share with you guys. So in this root chakra, this is the chakra of where it's opened up from the ages of 1 to 7. So from 1 to 7, a being has this illumination within inside themselves, and this root chakra is where the child or the baby can start to feel earth and connection to beings and their family and themselves and all these things happening. Now, some people experience trauma in this chakra. So let me give you an example. When someone has a bad experience with their family, or perhaps maybe a terrible birth, or they have, you know, their parents are abusive, you know, yelling at them, screaming at them, hitting them. Some people get stuck in this chakra, and so therefore it affects the rest of the chakras. So when you get stuck in your root chakra, you have this disconnection to earth. You have a disconnection to your family. You have a disconnection to almost basically to everyone and anyone. You are not able to really receive love, and you are not able to be in a relationship, because this chakra, if it's not open up, then you're basically not, you're stuck in all situations of your life. So now let's move on to the second chakra. The second chakra is the sacral chakra, and again, I'm not going to try to fake it, but it's the Swadhisthana chakra in Sanskrit, and this chakra is very important. It's so many of us, we do actually surpass the first chakra, the root chakra, and we move on to the second chakra, which is, a lot of it is revolved around sexuality, sensuality, and people get stuck around that. Why? Because they don't understand themselves, particularly. They cannot flow in this chakra because something again has happened to block that chakra. And what could happen to, you know, in around this time? So after around age 7, around 8 to 14, this is like your you know, the age of where one can go through puberty. From 8 to 14, you can feel this change. People actually feel the physical change, but we are not in tune with the actual energetic change after we reach this second chakra. And a lot of us get blocked in this place where first of all, sex is very taboo in a lot of countries. So this chakra is not able to open up because that in itself is already blocked. Your mind is blocking that chakra already. So if you don't have that taboo, then something else could happen. Perhaps you get sexually abused, and therefore that in itself could block that chakra. And if that chakra is blocked, some people, what they do, let's say nothing happened, but I don't have all the examples of what could block this chakra, but I know you all have an experience of where this chakra could be blocked. Let's say you have this bad experience, a low frequency experience, and you now seem a little different. You feel like now that you're older, let's say after 14, now you're in high school, you're starting to go to college, you still feel like you've not grown up. You still feel like you haven't allowed yourself to really be able to communicate with people. Your relationships are really blocked. You feel like this is like you don't get it. You don't get life. What am I doing wrong? And this is all comes from that second chakra. And your second chakra actually represents freedom. It represents home. So a lot of you actually move around from house to house because you can't figure out exactly what is wrong. But yet it's all there in that chakra. Then some of you might actually feel like you can't stay in a relationship. You can't. There's a disconnect, not just in communication, but like energy-wise, it just doesn't click. And there's that saying, it's not you, it's me. You do that a lot in relationships. It's not you, it's me. And so what does that mean? So I'm going to tell you all, most people, most of humanity is stuck in that second chakra. And this is why sex and romance and all these kinds of things, sensuality, is so powerful in the media, because almost everyone, I would say 98% of people are stuck in that second chakra. And so we need to open up this chakra. We need to figure out what is going on with this energy blocks. What is the real core issue of this energy that's blocking this area? Now, where is the sacred power within? Right? I'm talking about all these chakras, but you still don't know where can I find that sacred power within? Well, your sacred power within is that next chakra. This chakra. And that is your solar plexus. And that chakra is the chakra of power. And of course, and again in Sanskrit, it's the is the Manipura, the navel chakra. That is where your sacred power within is. So how can you even get to the sacred power within if you cannot get past that second chakra? So what we need to know and what we need to learn is that we need to expand this chakra. We need to figure out what is the problem, what has happened in this chakra. So the next chakra is the sacral chakra, the sacred power. Where do you find the sacred power within? It's aged from 15 to 21. From 15 to 21. And some people never get there. They never get there. They actually pass with being stuck in their first two chakras. And, is that normal? Yes, that is normal. But in this new age, no, it's not. You need to expand. You need to open up. You need to rise, because you all are superhuman. You all are superhuman, and remember that you're not just human. we all have that power, and we all are able to reach for that power. So I want you to know that, first of all, I'm all working on you as I'm talking to you. Some of you are already connecting to me before the session even began. You can actually feel, perhaps some people feel some heat on the side of their body. Some people were not able to eat before this session. They felt very nervous, like a very nervous energy. Some people connected that to excitement, and others connected it to almost like a very uncomfortable feeling, like, what is that? Why do I feel uncomfortable with myself? So you were already connecting to me, and the energy. So the energy that I exude is source energy. It's the energy of all this. I just become a tool. I become a vortex, and you basically just connect to the light. It's not even to me. It's just the light. So I want to work on this second chakra. Doesn't mean that it's going to heal. It just means that I'm working on it. You're working on it, actually. I'm just going to assist you. So you actually are the master. You're working on your second chakra. I'm just helping you out. So I want you to all to understand, first of all, what is going on in your second chakra. What happened in that second chakra? What did you feel? Were you molested as a kid? Were you stifled by your parents or teachers? Were you always told that not to have sex at till a certain age? Was sex very taboo in your household? Also, this also comes up, like, where did you move a lot in your house? Did you not feel that stability? Were you able to be creative in your life? Were you able to just be able to speak up and be free of what you needed to say and what you needed to do in your life? That's also very important to connect to. So think about it. So most of you already know what it is, and so think about it. So let's also now. I want you to also think about this. Are you that person that you just have sex whenever you need to have sex? Are you like, I'm just gonna have sex because I need it? Are you just like open like that? Do you also feel like sometimes people who get stuck in this chakra, they feel like, oh, I can't have sex until I really get to know you. I have to trust you, and there's also that it's not even the romance per se. It's just like that connection of trust, and then you can have sex with me. Other people feel like they've lost their sensuality. Like some women become a lot more rougher around the edges. They like to do their own business, but when they do their own business, they become very aggressive, and a lot of men are intimidated by them because this side is just very. It's almost like a competition from male to female, and then for men, it's more like, oh, I choose who I have sex with. You don't choose me. It's more very egotistical and a lot harsher with women. And even when you have sex, it's very rough. It's not sensual. It's not giving. It's all about me. You do what you need to do for me. And so there's that quality that comes with this second chakra. So you need to connect to that. A lot of people actually even feel a lot of guilt in this chakra. They feel so that guilt comes with also being stingy, being greedy, being jealous. Also a lot of it comes from also like, oh, I want to be I want to be like that person. So you copy like a lot of things what the other person does. So instead of being an individualistic, unique, you copy, and you never really give really what is your own, and so therefore it's not pure of your own being. It doesn't come from your soul. It comes from just your mind copycatting something else. So there's so many issues with this chakra if it's not open, and can really stifle you in your life in general, with your work, with your relationships, with your family, with your house. This is the chakra where you get to it's the seed of manifestation. This is where basically the flow starts. This is the energy which empowers that seed to manifest in that third chakra, where you get to empower and really give life to your manifestations, to your visions. So once you open up that second chakra, you really get to just allow for that flow to come in, to open up all the stuff that you have and hold in your heart, that you hold in your soul, that all those things that you really feel like, this should be I'm attracted to this. This should come to me, and it never does, because you're stuck in a second chakra. So now let's work on that second chakra. I'm gonna play some music just because I know some people get relaxed when the music comes. So. Okay. So I want you to all sit down, preferably on the floor. You don't have to watch me, you can just listen to me. As close as you can get to earth. I don't want you sitting on a pillow, I just want you sitting on the floor. Okay, I want you to place your hands on your second chakra. Your second chakra is by your genitals. You can also place one right behind, exactly where your genitals is. So you have one hand in front, one hand behind. Okay. I want you to close your eyes, because when you close your eyes, your mind tends to relax more. Okay. So now I want you to take a deep breath through your nose into that second chakra. Take another deep breath, let it out. Every time you take a deep breath, let it become deeper and deeper. And remember, it's all in that second chakra. Keep breathing. Okay, now I want you to relax your hands, and I want you to keep them open, as if the palms are facing the universe. So some of you might feel like crying, some of you might feel like laughing, whatever it is, that emotion, let it out. Let it come out and let it come through. It's part of the healing. I want you to take a deep breath into that second chakra. Let it out. Okay. So the transmission is over. It's very short and sweet. I usually run transmissions for 2 hours, but we don't have much time, so I'm just going to get right to the rest of the course. So now, we don't expect miracles from this session. This is basically, I like to say, it's the opening of the onion. You're just peeling away one layer of the onion, of this particular chakra. I usually don't work with chakras. I usually just let the energy flow through you, and the energy just works with whatever you need to be have worked on. But today we are trying to get to the sacred power within. This is basically my fast forward for you, to move forward into that next chakra. So actually, a lot of people are starting now to open up this this new way of being. So what do? They're taking medication because they're having issues having sex, or some women are not able to have get pregnant, and so they're also taking medication. So the medication, it does stimulate the body, but it's not opening up that PowerPoint, I like to call it, energetically. And when you don't open up that PowerPoint energetically, you're still disconnected from yourself. Now, people say, I have no issues, even though, yes, I had that trauma happen to me in that second chakra, and I had this and I had that, yes, I can relate to that. But I have no issues with my life. My life is moving forward just fine. Well, what happens is sometimes you can open up that third chakra, but that second chakra is still blocked. Now that is very rare. It's very, very rare. And I say this, why do I say this? It's because this is where a lot of rich people get this power from. They're able to tap into that other chakra, that third chakra. However, that second chakra there's still something going on with that second chakra. It's still blocked. And so therefore, if you skip a chakra, that means that the flow of energy is not moving properly. And this is where the Kundalini comes in, because the flow of energy comes in from one and it comes back down. So you'll never be able to get here, 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 and here. And that is the whole point of this lifetime, of any lifetime, exactly. So so I want to go over some things. I wrote down some notes because I don't want to miss anything for this, because I know to me this is a very special transmission, and I'm trying to touch on a lot of subjects and topics because of what I usually talk about throughout my sessions, live, not online. So we have to remember that we are each of us are soul. Besides our light body, we have a soul in this body, and this soul resides here. And this is why you see. And so, what is a soul? Soul is a flame. It is a flame. It is. When I saw my soul, it was a yellow, blue, and it turns white flame. It looks like a tiny little flame, and it sits right here. And it's very interesting because now it makes sense why Jesus Christ has this flame right above his heart, and that's actually where it sits. And it sits right here, and your soul is basically you. This body is not you. You are your soul. And your soul is the language of intuition. What does that mean? So anytime you have this very this feeling, this understanding, like whatever I'm telling you here, you're saying, oh, I completely get that. That all comes from your soul, and when you connect to your soul, you can feel the power of the knowledge that lives within the soul. So your soul goes through many lifetimes, and through that many lifetimes, it has a soul family, and that soul family is your connection to basically everyone that you have in your life currently, and so, for example, like your father and your mother and your brother and your sisters, you're part of your soul family, but so is your aunt and uncle and your grandmother and your grandfather. Now, maybe your grandfather was your father, and your grandmother was your daughter in the past life, and your sister was your mother. So it's like that. In each life, these souls keep swapping roles, and when you swap the roles, you live out. The karma of what you had in your past life. So let's say in your past life, you and your mother had a very turbulent relationship, so you ended up leaving the house and never seeing your mother ever again. So now let's say in this life, you're the mother. It doesn't have, let's say the next life, right? Your next life. It doesn't have to be the next life. It could be a life from, maybe 10 lives ahead. But whatever it is, once the relationship, that relationship is in correlation, is in connection. Let's just say your mother could even be your boyfriend, and now you're in a relationship, and now you're passionately in love with your boyfriend, and now your boyfriend leaves you all of a sudden when you're pregnant. It's like that. So we're all here to experience that that knowledge, that karma, to let go of what we did in that past life. So when we're born, our soul already has those impressions of past lives. You're born as a pure vessel. You're a baby, so your chakras are not lit up yet. You're just a pure spirit. You're just spirit, basically. So your chakras light up, like I said, is from age between 9 months, a year. I'm more closely to a year, to 7. That's when the first chakra lights up. So your soul is pure. However, it has these impressions of the karma, and the karma is to be released in this lifetime. It's to be experienced. It's to diminish, to let go of that karma. And we mostly do that, actually, believe it or not, in that second chakra. So so you need to have these soul lessons to understand what happens, what happens in your past life. It's almost like you put all the puzzle pieces together when you experience these soul lessons in this lifetime. And then when you put the puzzle pieces together, you have to come and see it from a healing place. You can't see it with anger and resentment and distrust and jealousy and all these negative low vibe emotions. You have to come and see it with compassion and love and understanding and these more high frequency emotions. Sometimes we forget that we are all connected, and when you experience something that we call negative, that is a soul lesson, and we have to understand that we attract that soul lesson. We are here to experience that soul lesson, so that we can release that. We can release that karma and move forward, move on, and elevate and get closer to our higher selves. So what else? So what are soulmates? Soulmates are basically everyone in your life, anyone in your life. So the soulmate is to release. They're there to show you something, release karma, open up something inside of you. Also to give you that soul knowledge and remembrance. These are your soulmates. Who is your twin flame? What is a twin flame? Your twin flame is basically someone who came in with you, and someone who's always been with you. So twin flame is basically going back to Sanskrit, Shiva Shakti. This is the male and female, the divine male and the divine female. It could only be divine feminine energy and masculine energy together as one. So it cannot be, male and male, female and female. You cannot have both. It has to be two separate energies. So what does that mean? Can you be gay and be twin flames? Yes, because just because you're born into a male body does not mean that it is a feminine. It is not a feminine energy, because this is why you become gay, because you actually do carry that feminine frequency, that feminine energy, and therefore you get together with another male. So I see there's some questions I want to answer. Lara Hemingway, she is asking, since your Kundalini awakening, have you had chakras remain open? Yes, absolutely. You can go to my site right now, and you can see that you can actually see my heart chakra um, in the picture. You can go to valsecrets.com and click on photos, and that's where you can see that. Yes, all of my chakras are open. They're constantly open. I have, my head is very sensitive because my crown chakra has been open. My spine is very sensitive as well. But my downloads come from my third eye and from my crown. And they just, I'm basically a light bulb. I say that because all of my chakras are open. And so higher beings and extraterrestrials, anyone who lives in higher dimensions, which are, basically like angelic beings, or, some people don't understand this, but I'll go into that another time. But they can see that I'm lit up, and because all my chakras are open, and they give me information. They also come to me, and they interact with me. Some of them even come in through me, and then I don't really like that, actually. I don't like to channel. That's where channeling comes in. I don't really like to channel, so I like my own self. I like Val, and no thank you. I don't need to be with anyone else inside of me. You can send me messages, but don't come inside of me. So so going back to the soul school. So yes, so Earth is our school. This is where we do all of our learning. This is why we are here. We are not here to make money, to make babies, to not, we are here to do that, but we're not just here to make money, make babies, get a bigger house, and build a business or change people's lives. No, that it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with changing people's lives or any of that. It actually has to do with all about yourself. Now, it sounds very egotistical, but guess what? When you're gone, that's all there's left is yourself. So you are here. You are here to do the work. You are here to reconnect with that soul, with that sacred power within. Because if you don't connect to that energy, to that purity of yourself, then you've forgotten who you are. And so you pass. This is why when people pass, they go through that white tunnel. That white tunnel is basically you. You are going through. Basically, you go from when you die. You go from when you leave your body. So now the white tunnel is your chakras. You're going here. So wherever you're stuck, wherever you were, you're going through that white tunnel. So let's say you're stuck in your second chakra. Now you're going to go all through your chakras, all three chakras. Up. Now you're in your third eye. What happens in your third eye? You're experiencing all these things. What comes up? All the families. You see your mother, maybe who passed or maybe who didn't pass. You see your children, all the people that love you. Oh, look at this. It's a whole movie almost. And this is where it is in your third eye. And then you go through your chakra, your crown chakra. And you're opened up. And that's where the light comes in. Like the openness, and then they're gone, right? The void of nothingness and everythingness. When people see like heaven, it's also here. Heaven is all here. Heaven, they see the gates, let's say they see angels, there's someone waiting for them at the gates. It's all here. This is their third eye. So this is the white tunnel, this is the gates. And then this is the void of nothingness, and this is beyond bliss, it's beyond oneness. It's the everything, it's where you came from. So another question, along with asking ourselves questions, identifying events and experiencing that stifled our chakra, what other things are exercises that we keep doing to work on opening up our chakras? Well, there is a sound that each chakra makes a sacred sound, and the sound of your second chakra is Vam. Vang is basically the sound of that chakra. So you can sit there and meditate perfectly on the ground. I don't recommend, doing this indoors, but if you have no choice because it's cold or it's raining or whatever it is, sit on the ground, no cushion, nothing. Sit on Mother Earth, sit there and chant in lotus posture, which some people call Indian style, lotus posture, and you sit there and you say Vang, and you close your eyes and connect hands up to the universe, and you say Vang, 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 with the intention of that sound in that chakra, and let it go. Keep doing it. Keep doing that exercise. And also, you should also be besides asking yourself what events has stifled me, write them down. Try to figure out how can I clear this? Who do I apologize to? Who do I allow? Who do I have this conversation with where I can heal this energy that's blocking me from being close to my higher self, to my sacred power within. So you need to all understand that, it's not, it just doesn't happen like that. That's where grace comes in. Some of you have to actually work at it because you didn't do the work in the past life, or it's just what it is. It's just what it is. Just accept it. It's just what it is, and you do it. And when you go there and you connect, your whole life becomes beautifully spiritual. Yes, there's ugly sides too, because the ugly sides come in because you're releasing, and so you have to look at the whole spectrum. There is no light without dark. You all have to remember that. There is no light without dark. The yin and the yang, you have to remember that. So when you experience light, you will experience the dark in the process. This is where the dark night of the soul comes in. And I know that a lot of people get scared of that, but that's also where that second chakra comes in, is scared. People have fear in that. They get stuck in that fear mode, which comes in that second chakra as well. And so once you get past that second chakra, your whole life starts to change. It's just like, like you look at sex differently. You look at life differently. You look at your work differently. You look at your where you can create. You look at, you start flowing. You start to flow. You start to flow with people. You're more connected to things and to animals, to nature. It's just a whole new way of living. There's another question before I go. During the transmission, I experienced 2 people walking with a dog and 2 pebbles. Not sure why. Number 2, second chakra. It's just your life movie giving you symbols. That's good. That's very good. How do you protect yourself as you are now very sensitive to energies? How do I protect myself, Marga? Well, the way I protect myself is, first of all, I don't have to protect myself. I'm always protected. I also have high beings protecting me. I'm very lucky. I went to, I'm just lucky that way. But we all are actually very protected. This is why you're here. This is why you're on this transmission right now. You are all protected. And remember that, you are all sacred beings, light beings. There is nothing wrong with you. Whatever you are, wherever you are, is basically your soul experience. This is where you have to go. This is the school of life. So just let it go and let it be. But you all have the power to open that up and bring in higher energies and get closer to your higher self. So one more question and then I go. Do you feel restricted as you need to avoid some places or people because of the sensitivity? Margaret, yes, I do. Because I I just want to give an example. I went to a consecration to Hanuman, and they consecrated a statue of Hanuman, and Hanuman decided to come to go inside me and use my body to bless people, which was very, very evasive. I felt bliss when I was experiencing that, but well, the thing is, at first my neck, my head was going back and forth, where I literally, the pundit, the priest, had to stop the ceremony and give me blessings to calm me down because my neck was going so fast. I was not, I almost in danger. Some people said I was turning blue in the face. So, but I was feeling bliss. That's the craziest part. So anyway, but then after that, I was in complete bliss. I was feeling oneness, and I started giving people Shaktipat, which is blessings. I was giving people blessings, and then at the end of that, some people were telling me, some woman told one of the people that I was with, they said, you know, when I was a little girl, someone told me that a young woman would give me blessings at some point in my life, who was basically through Hanuman, that she was a vessel of Hanuman, and there you go. So yes, I do have to protect myself now. I learned my lesson. I didn't want Hanuman to come in, but he came in because I'm open, and so. Yes, I do watch where I go, and I'm more protective. But I'm safe. I'm protected no matter what. At the end of the day, I survived that experience. It didn't harm me. Maybe some people thought it was weird because I was giving them blessing. They're like, "Who is this girl?" But who cares, right? It doesn't matter. In the big picture, we have to be open to everything, but also kind of. We have to feel out what's good, right, and wrong for us. Don't let our ego get in the way, and that's, and therefore we'll connect more to our soul than rather our ego in regards to these kind of things. But your resonance comes from, your inner resonance always guides you and allows you to know what's right and wrong for you. I must have had to have that experience, so I guess that was the experience to teach me a lesson. So anyway, I just want to say thank you for joining me. Thank you for the comments, and thank you for sharing this experience with me. Trisha, I got your message. Yeah, I might blog about it one day. It was kind of a touch and feel situation at the time, but yeah, I think I'm ready to blog about that one day. Yes, so thank you all, and I will see you soon. I will be having these sessions more online, so maybe like once a week or maybe once a month. Depends how I feel. I do as I do with the energy. I feel the energy coming up, and then I say, okay, I'm going to have a session. I don't really do it from my mind. So I'll message you guys, and I'll let you know when's the next one. You can find me. I just want to, let you guys know that you can find me on my website, valsecrets.com. You can find me on Instagram. It's Val Secrets. You can find me on Facebook. It's Val Secrets. I'm also on Twitter as Val Secrets. So if you look up Val Secrets, you'll find me on any social. If you need to email me, valsecrets@gmail.com. If you want to continue the conversation, I'm always open to you guys. I love you guys. I know a lot of you on this chat. I'm feeling you, and I'm sending you lots of love and lots of blessings. You're all in for a beautiful ride. Yeah. Have a very interesting evening tonight. The second chakra also affects your dreams, so. So I'm actually curious to know what you guys dream about. So you guys can email me and let me know what you dreamt about. I'd like that. Thank you for sharing this moment with me, this moment in time.